I'm about to bless the small guard community with this one right here. If you still don't have a consistent jump shot, or you're settling with some basic jump shot from a YouTuber, not only am I gonna give you some underrated bases, I've got some game-changing releases you need to try that will change your entire 2K25 experience. For the rest of the year, y'all are not going to regret watching this video. Y'all about to get the sauce. Y'all might as well get the whole sandwich. And I'm not talking about knuckle sandwich. That's about to be what you about to be doing to your opponents when they think you can't shoot and you use a jump shot from this video. If you like this video, leave a comment, drop a like to let me know that you love it, and let's get y'all shooting. We about to build this from the ground up. So first things first, y'all already know what we about to talk about. We going into jump shot bases. So what we about to start out with is 5 bases. And these are my top 5 in my opinion. Look at this. And 1. Oh my goodness, bro. Come on. Once I found these jump shots, once I paired them with these uppers, bro, I started having so much fun on this game. So the 5 bases I'm about to give you are in no particular order, but I've literally tested almost all of the bases that are actually viable. So the bases that make sense to use as a guard. So first on the list, we have Kyrie Irving. Now this base has been popular since season 1, mainly because it is fast and it has a forward jumping cue. It can be a very lethal jump shot and you can hit yellows. You can even hit some reds. Me personally, it's not my favorite base because of how it jumps forward into the defense. I am a 5'9" build, so there's that. But on regular size builds, it is a very viable jump shot to use. Number 2, we have JJ Redick. JJ Redick feels like the old Steph Curry base, the old one, like not the new one. And you're gonna see Stephen Curry is also on the list, but it feels like the old Stephen Curry. It almost feels like a LaMarcus Aldridge in the sense that it goes straight up and down. We'll step into the next jump shot that we have, and that is Stephen Curry's base. It doesn't jump, it feels more like a set shot, but it is super quick, and the green window is a really good size. If you are wanting a jump shot that like doesn't jump very high, or you want a really quick release, this jump shot is one of those jump shots that you will love for that reason. This jump shot is very, very lethal, and you do not need a lot of space to get it off. So that's another reason why this jump shot is on this list. Number 4, Jacoby Walter is a very, very slept on base, and it literally looks like LaMelo Ball base from older 2Ks. I would say it looks like that LaMelo Ball, that jump shot 85 that used to be really, really famous in like 2K22. Is it 2K22? I think it's 2K22. We can go with that. The 5th base we have is Kyle Lowry, and Kyle Lowry has been a very viable base for a very, very long time. But especially this year with how the contest system and everything is set up, Kyle Lowry is a very nice base to use. The green window is very substantial. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This one has one of the bigger green windows. If you make the releases right, it can definitely treat you nice. And I know I said 5 bases, but I do want to throw on one more base on here, and it's Derek Fisher. Now this jump shot is a little bit ugly, so I'm not even gonna lie and act like this jump shot like it looks nice, but it jumps very high. It jumps very high, and you can make a nice jump shot with it. But since it is season 2, I have to go ahead and let y'all know that Jamal Murray base is also super, super nice, and it's actually one of my mains that I go to reliably. Before we talk about upper releases, I have some honorable mentions because I know somebody is gonna comment and let me know that I missed out on these bases right here. At least this first one. Cam Thomas. I just feel like it's a little overrated, and I feel like it was just picked to be that jump shot this year because of the fact that it is the highest rated jump shot in the jump shot creator. Other than that, I don't think it's all that. I don't really like how it looks, and I'm a big visual person when it comes to how a jump shot looks. if I don't like how it looks and how it feels on the windup, I literally just can't use it. So that's me though. So Cam Thomas is that for me, but it is still a really good base since it is a very reliable one. But it is one of those ones that all the YouTubers kind of use, and it just I just don't feel it. I just don't feel what's so good about it. The next honorable mention we have is Norman Powell. Now this one is a little more kind of spot uppy, but it has a wide base, so if you dribble a lot, especially you see these moves that I'm using right here, you'll get into your pull-up really fast because the legs are very wide on this jump shot. But this jump shot is kind of limited. It's hard to get it to an A+. Last but not least, for the honorable mentions, we have Allen Iverson. Now the reason these are honorable mentions and not actually like, you know, in my top 5, top 6 bases is because they kind of have hitches, or they're like really slow windups, and overall it's just slightly better bases out there, but they're cool, and especially if you're a mixture of a spot up and a guard. Yeah. So really quick, we're gonna recap. For the jump shot bases, we have Kyrie Irving, JJ Redick, Stephen Curry, Jacoby Walter, Kyle Lowry, and Jamal Murray. So those are my top 6. So y'all got a bonus one. I know I said top 5, but those are my top 6 bases to try if you're a PG. Even if you're a shooting guard, these bases are really nice. We're 6 minutes into the video. If you're still watching, please drop a like. Let me know that you like this video. We're about to get into the upper releases, but I do not want to make this a super long video. So with that, let's get into this list. If you want me to do another video going more in depth or going into a specific jumper, y'all, I would love to do that. I can't do that this video because this video would be like 20-30 minutes. So we are just gonna plan that for our next video. So drop a like and let me know that you really would like to see that. I think it would help a lot if I could really talk more in depth on why I choose certain releases and why they work. Even after patch, they still work, and they work pretty nicely. Remember, I am playing on a 5.9 build, so if these releases work for me, they will work for most of the community because y'all are using 6.2 to 6.4 builds. Let's get into this list. Remember, they're not in any specific order, and these are the visually outstanding ones. So these are like the wrist dominant, overhead, and arm movement releases. So for number 1, we have Derrick Rose / Steve Francis. They are very similar. Steve Francis has more of a wrist dominant kind of a flick, and it's faster than Derrick Rose. But Derrick Rose has more of that kind of above the head, if you want to call that above the head push. Number 2, DeJounte Murray, which also has that dominant wrist flick. The only thing that I don't like about it is that it's kind of, the elbow is really in front of the head, so if you shoot from the top of the key, it's hard to kind of see it. You just see the ball and the hand a little bit. Number 3, we have another double up of Jerry West and Tony Parker. Very similar bases. Jerry West has a wide elbow. Tony Parker goes way above the head, but it's really slow. So both of them are kind of slow, but these releases are very nice if you know how to mix them with a fast and high release. Number 4, we have Chauncey Billups, and I know a lot of people didn't expect to see that one, but that's also a really nice jumper release. Very smooth, and it's very clean when you pair it with another upper. Number 5, we have AJ Green. Now this one is one I found in my No Money Spent challenge, specifically when I played against Jake from State Farm and Jimmy Butler. If you've seen that episode, you know what I'm talking about. That jumper is very nice, and I used it for a while before I changed it. And number 6, this is a more recent one that I found, is Reed Shepherd. And the only other person I've seen do a video on this is Yod Man Gaming. Video happened. Honorable mentions, Patrick Beverly also has a what do I call it? A flick at the back or the top of the head, which is kind of surprising that it actually works, and it's real smooth when you pair it with Oscar Robertson. The next honorable mention we have is Austin Rivers. I actually kind of like it because of how fast it is and how smooth it is. You have DJ Augustine. It's similar to AJ Green, but DJ Augustine kind of gets slow down when contested. Kyrie Irving's uppers are really fast. It's more for people who like shooting from the front of their head. Not really, it doesn't go above, it kind of stays in front and pushes. And then number 5, you have, I originally had Beluba and Dan Rue, but I would like to switch those out for Jason Preston. And Jason Preston is a great release in the minority, meaning like if it's in a 20-80 blend, you want Jason Preston to be that 20. And the reason is because he has a dip in his jumper, but the rest of the upper, like when he brings the ball up, it's so high. I'm on a 5'9" and I don't get contested as heavily. And all these uppers that I gave you pair well with Oscar Robertson for height plus speed, or Colin Sexton if you want speed plus Q. And as we come to the end of this video, y'all, I really don't want to rush it, but I also don't want to make this video 15-20 minutes. So quick recap. We have Derrick Rose / Steve Francis tied for number 1. Remember, these are not in an order, I'm just listing them. Number 2 is DeJounte Murray. Number 3, we have Jerry West and Tony Parker. Number 4, Chauncey Billups. Number 5, AJ Green. Number 6, Reed Shepherd. Let's talk about visual release Q before we end this video. If you want me to do a video on visual release Q, please, like I said before, drop a like on the video so I know that you want to see that. There are 101 visual release cues ranging from jump to release in your jump shot creator. Me personally, as a guard, I feel like the only cues that are relevant in this game are your last 15 to 20 ticks from a release. So if you push your bar all the way to the right in your jump shot creator on your visual release cue, and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth backwards, from 1 all the way to 20 is the only place where I would put my release. Me personally, I use 5 through 10 from release. So from all the way scrolling to release, going backwards, 10 ticks is where I use mine. And the reason is simple. That's because this gives you the most time to adjust your timing. Every jump shot y'all have seen in this video was most likely in between that 1 to 20 tick from release. And you see how fast my jumpers are. But if you want to know how to go about choosing your own release cue, you want to go to the jump shot creator, go ahead and go to the visual release cue bar. And I want you to go ahead and play with the main ones: jump, set point, push, release. Now I know you're going to end up wanting to use the one in between push and release because those give you the most time if you're actually a shooter. Maybe even if you're a spot up, you'll be using between set point and push, maybe. But the best one, in my opinion, is between push and release. And how you're going to be deciding what you want to use, when you choose a base, are you shooting slightly earlies? If you're shooting earlies, then you need to move your ticks backwards, back towards push. So 1 tick at a time or 2 ticks. I do 2 to 3 ticks at one time to feel where I want my release to be. And if you're shooting slightly lates, move the cue towards release 1 to 3 at a time until you can successfully match the visual cue with your ideal release button timing. And matching this is solely dependent on what you like. So if you're heavy-handed, you might want a jump shot that's a little slower, or it kind of like goes through the motion. So like this base that I'm using, Jacoby Walker, it kind of goes through the whole motion and you watch it, and then when it gets to the ideal point, you know to let it go. But a base more so like Curry is for somebody who shoots really fast and can like really spot that little thing that they're looking for to be able to release it really quick. Either way, you're gonna want time on your jumper between push and release to give you enough time to time it or change your timing accordingly. So hey, if y'all want me to go more into it, y'all know what y'all need to do. So In conclusion, I am also gonna leave a jump shot, my personal jump shot, the jump shot that you're seeing in these clips in the proving grounds. These are my first games in the proving grounds with this jump shot. I am gonna leave this jump shot for you at the end of the video, but please let me know if y'all want me to go more in depth, because I had so much more notes that I just did not get into because we ran out of time. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all made it to the end, and I hope y'all enjoyed these jump shot bases and these releases that I had for you in this video. I'm loving them, and we'll catch you in the next video. It's been your boy NFG. It's been your boy No Face. I'm catching them in the next one. Peace. Let me know how I did in this video. It was a little longer. I was a little nervous.